Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. AC Pearl Quotes. In this video I will explain about Soren Kierkegaard. Soren Kierkegaard was a Danish theologian, philosopher, poet, social critic, and author of religious works. He emphasizes the value of individual choice and devotion while placing a strong emphasis on how one should live as a single individual and prioritizing tangible human experience above abstract thought. Did you know that, Soren Kierkegaard once said,
"It's true what philosophers say, life must be comprehended from the inside out." However, they overlook the opposite idea, which is that life must be lived forward. Because obeying is so difficult, believing is so difficult. The dejected reluctance to be oneself, according to boredom, is the basis of all evil. Without passion, it is difficult to live. The disturbed unbeliever is a worse sinner in God's eyes than the self-assured believer. When my opponent declares that peace cannot be moved, I feel like a chess piece in a game. Yes, a leap of faith, but only after careful thought. Why bother recalling the past if it cannot be transformed into the present? The warmth of the heart is reflected on the quietly blushing cheek. Happiness is the best place for dejection to hide. My fortress is made of grief. Many of us rush through pleasure as we rush towards it in a feverish hurry. Knowing when your signal comes is crucial in life. Take contradiction from the thinker and you have a professor, the saying goes. I poke my finger into existence, and there is no scent there. Remembering the future, especially the future you won't have, is the most agonizing condition of existence. What if everything in the universe was a misinterpretation, and what if tears were actually laughter? To dare is to suddenly lose one's foothold. To not dare is to get lost. Upon labeling me, you invalidate me. When a tyrant passes away, his reign is done. When a martyr passes away, his reign starts. To venture is to lose oneself, but to not venture is to suffer anguish. And to reach for the highest is to fully understand oneself. Face the reality of who you are, because only by doing so can you alter who you are. God makes things from nothing. Fantastic, you say. Yes, for sure, but what Jesus does is even more wonderful. He turns sinners into saints. The most dreadful deceit is to trick oneself out of love. It is an eternal loss for which there is no time nor eternity of restitution. The best and most beautiful things in life must be experienced firsthand. They cannot be read about, seen, or heard about, but must, if one so chooses, be lived. Anyone about to do action would never start if he were to evaluate himself in light of the results. Losing oneself, the biggest risk of all, might happen invisibly, as if it were nothing at all. Other losses, such as that of an arm, a limb, $5, a wife, etc., cannot happen so subtly. Any other loss is certain to be noted. I see everything clearly. There are two scenarios that one may encounter and choose between. My sincere view is that you should either do it or don't do it, since you will regret it both ways. If you marry, you will regret it. If you don't, you will regret it too. Either way, you will regret being married. If you grieve over the ignorance of the world, you will regret it too. If you laugh at the idiocy of the world, you will regret it. If you believe a woman, you'll regret it. If you don't, you'll regret it too. If you hang yourself, you will regret it. If you don't hang yourself, you will regret it too. You will regret it whether you hang yourself or don't hang yourself. You will regret it both ways. Gentlemen, this is the core of all philosophy. The Bible is incredibly simple to comprehend. However, we Christians are a group of cunning con artists. We act as though we don't comprehend it because we are fully aware that the moment we do, we must act in accordance. Along with my many other acquaintances, I have one more close confidant. It is therefore no surprise that I reciprocate the love as my despair is the most devoted mistress I have ever known. Who are poets? A guy in profound distress, yet whose lips are so shaped that his sighs and sobs sound like beautiful music when they flow through them. People swarm around the poet and chant, "Sing again soon," which means, may fresh hardships afflict your spirit, but may your lips be shaped as before, for the cry would only terrify us, but the melody, that is pleasant. A theater's backstage caught fire. The crowd laughed because they believed the clown's warning to be a jest. When he did it again, the applause increased. I believe that's exactly how the end of the world will occur, amid raucous cheers from wits who think it's a joke. Love, not being loved, is the expression of the one who loves. People who believe they can only love the ones they like do not love at all. Love reveals aspects of people that others are unable to notice. If I had to make a wish, I wouldn't want riches and power. Instead, I'd want a passionate sense of possibility, an impassioned eye that is always youthful and sees the possible. Pleasure lets you down, potential never does. And what wine is more glistening, aromatic, and seductive than possible? Most importantly, keep your passion to walk. I walk away from every ailment and walk myself into a level of well-being every day. My best thoughts have come to me on walks, and I am not aware of any concept that is so heavy that one cannot leave it. However, the more one remains immobile, the closer one gets to feeling sick. So long as one keeps moving forward, everything will be okay. The proud individual constantly wants to act in the excellent and proper way. However, he is engaged in a conflict with God rather than man since he is trying to achieve it in his own strength.
It is a quote from Soren Kierkegaard. From the quote is that we take from the bright side, leave the unnecessary and learn for the future life.